I love glitter, alright. If I'll be able to be something makeup wise, I'll be glitter. Hi there, welcome back to this YouTube channel. My name is Julia, and in today's clip I'm reviewing the Cremated palette from Jeffree Cosmetics. If you did not see my previous clip where I reviewed Bloodlust, basically Bloodlust is not mine. My friend borrowed it to me, and she bought it herself, Cremated, and here we are today. Before jumping into it, I just want to point out that I know this palette was very controversial. People were really upset by the theme and its release, and I personally liked how Nikki Tutorials explained in her intro that a palette takes a really long time to create. This palette was not created by the time the brand knew about the pandemic. At the end of the day, it's a palette that I genuinely believe, whether it was released later on, people will still have a problem with it to a certain extent. And that's pretty much what I'm gonna say about that whole thing. So this is how the packaging looks like with the actual box. I agree with the majority of people. I wished this was the actual palette, because if you did not see how it actually looks, well, I don't like it. I mean, it's very intimidating, alright? This is how it looks like. It's a bit intimidating. It's too much for me. Even for me, but obviously it's not my brand. I'm gonna open this bad boy, and I really like you can pretty much keep it as such. It has a really big mirror. It's very nice for traveling. I think it's a palette that is not for everybody. I personally, if Jeffree did release this palette maybe when I was my second year of university, I think I would have definitely screamed over it, because at that time especially, you could not find that many cool undertone shades. I was so not the type of gal who would like rave about warm tones. I was really into cool tones. So yeah, I personally, the only reason why I did not buy it, it goes the same way with Bloodlust. I'm trying to save some coin, and my friend again helps me out to whether find out if in the future I'll see myself reaching out for, you know, spending my coin on it or not. So this palette retails for £55, which again is the pretty much same price as the other palettes. Jawbreaker pretty much was the same price. Also, I will add the swatches at the end of the clip, and I'll leave you the minute it starts in the description down below if you're just interested in that. But if you want to see the performance on the item, you definitely have to keep on watching. So I'm gonna do 2 different eyes. That's the drill with me testing out palettes. I just want to give you exactly as much as I can possibly show you onto my eyes. So I use as a primer for the eyes the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer. This is my all-time favorite drugstore primer, which is actually not a primer, but yeah, I'm just gonna apply this one onto my eyes. I'm gonna jump into Wednesday on the right of my eye and solemnly swear on the left eye. This is actually super pigmented.
Bona YouTube.
English, please.
Hello YouTube.
Right, so I did not expect this payoff. This is insane. This is insane. It's just, it looks much lighter into the pan, which is something I usually notice with Jeffree's palettes, eyeshadows. Sometimes the mattes look a little lighter into the pan. You expected them to come lighter on your eyes, and you're just like, that's so much pigment into it. Right, so those 2 shades are definitely different. So solemnly swear, whatever. This one is darker. This has a more bluish undertone, Wednesday. And It looks a bit darker there because I mistakenly tried to make the same shape while I had solemnly swear on the brush, so it ended up a bit darker, but it definitely has a very bluish undertone, which I really like it. They are really pigmented, I can say that, and they are not patchy whatsoever. So I am gonna get Inheritance and the Morgue. I applied the Morgue on the left eye and Inheritance on the right eye. They pretty much look identical. I don't know, like I can see the differences in undertones, but it's just to a point where I'm like, do I need both? At the same time, I expected them to look more on the greener side, and I think they go very into a black shade, but a very light sort of black shade. I'm not quite sure how to feel about that shade, like those shades. I'm gonna jump into the lighter shade, so I think I'm gonna go with Burial Gown and Casquette Ready on both of the, like on both. This one on the right eye and this one on the left eye. It gives a lot of kickback, but it has a sort of green undertone. That's actually interesting. So not expected, but those two shades are actually very different. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but this has a more green undertone to it, while this has a gray undertone to it. That's how my eyes perceive it, at least, with a green/gray undertone. But this is actually an interesting shade. I wanna try the black shade, which is called Hearse, and I'm gonna put it at the end of the eye. Actually on the both of the eyes. Disappointed a bit in that black. It's not black. I'm pretty sure he has another black shade in Alien palette, which is 10 times more better than this. I mean, I get it if he went for this type of finish, I get it, but I was expecting this palette to be pitch black. I don't know. Because basically, it kind of looks like the crease shade. I think it's a nice shade for a beginner because it's not pitch black, but I wanted it pitch black. So I think I'm pretty much finished with mattes. I think I'm just gonna jump into the shimmers. I wanna try Pole Bear and Angel of Death at the ends of the eye. Okay, is that kind of a formula where it doesn't pick up as much? Interesting. I have to scrape a bit. Oh my god, this is beautiful. This is exactly like the Bloodlust formula. Could we make Jeffree Star release a palette only with these kind of shimmers? Because I don't know what he put into them, but I've never seen such a formula when it comes to shimmers ever. They are just like wet, shining through like crazy. But anyways, I'm gonna go with Angel of Death now on the other eye. Oh my god! This is the ultimate shimmer for a freaking smoky eye. I think I am that close to take out the shimmers and give this palette back to my friend without them. This is unreal. No, I can't. No, I'm just gonna take out the shimmers out and I'll be like, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know where they disappeared. I'm gonna take Death Certificate and Mortuary Beautician, and I'm gonna try to place them next to these shimmers. I'm gonna try to place shimmer next to shimmer next to shimmer next to shimmer so I can try all of the shimmers. Mortuary Beautician, I'm gonna put it on my right eye. It's very close to Pole Bearer as undertone because it's with gray. However, it's a very kind of like, it's a bit darker, but it doesn't have that much glitter flecks into it as that one. It's just different and similar in a very, very nice way. Going with Death Certificate now. It's Mortuary Beautician and Death Certificate are pretty much the same drill when it comes to having a slight kind of like shimmer, but they don't have glitter. It's very in your face shimmer, but it's like, it's not glitter. Since Last Look and Mausoleum, I hope I'm not mispronouncing that wrong. They seem to be quite on the goldenish kind of side, so I'm gonna take the two of them and I'll place Last Look on the right eye and the other one obviously on the other eye. Oh my god! Can I just get this palette only with the shimmers and pay less? And also add the other two shimmers from Bloodlust? Please, look at that. Alright, this is more on the subtle side, but it still has glitter into it and it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. It's much more subtle, but it's also on the kind of like two rows of lighter shades. There are two more shimmers. I told you, I'm actually gonna put shimmer next to shimmer. These two shimmers, Diamond Ashes and Afterlife, I'm gonna put them in my inner corner. Glitter everywhere. As you can see, this one gets crumbly easier because that's how it was when I got it, and now I see why. Because it's quite crumbly and you kind of have to scrape it in order to actually manage to get it. The other ones are not like that. Obviously for me it doesn't bother me, it's just I'm trying to be careful because this is my palette. So I'm taking Afterlife now. Ooh, such an iridescent, nice, beautiful shade. The other one, Diamond Ashes, it's more on the kind of like glittery side. I'm gonna dare to go with a highlight brush into Afterlife. This is a clean brush. I actually do this a lot. Use Jeffree's eyeshadows as highlighter. I'm taking the slightest bit, obviously, because I already have a lot of highlighter. This is not my palette. Right, I think for this look, I can pretty much say I need a wing liner, some lashes, and I'll be right back to do the swatches. So I added some wing liner and I think it looks sick. I also added a teeny tiny bit of the Suva Space Panda Matte Hydro Liner underneath, and so we are closer for the swatches. I'm not necessarily impressed about the mattes. I'm gonna be completely honest. If I have the money, just literally be like, oh, another 55 pounds for just an eyeshadow palette, I would personally buy it. I think I could pretty much get over the mattes. They are pigmented, they are very nice when it comes to that, to the formulation. However, I feel personally it kind of looked very similar, and obviously, I'm gonna put it out there, I was not necessarily impressed by that, but I tried to obviously to put all of them all at once, which could be also my mistake. But at the same time, I always do that and it doesn't bother me, and the fact that I've observed that, I could pretty much say it does bother me. However, the shimmers though are so good. The shimmers are insane. I think I would prioritize this one than Bloodlust for the shimmers. The shimmers in this palette are just outstanding. They are amazing. Like there's no words to explain how beautiful the shimmers are. And thinking about Bloodlust only having 2 of this formula, while this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Afterlife, it's stunning, it's blinding. Mausoleum, I think it's a cute one, not as intense, but it's really nice for those kind of like no makeup days from my perspective, obviously. What I feel like final thoughts about this palette, it's a hard one. It's a hard one to conclude. I think if you are into your cool tones, like I know for example myself, I could use this, like I would definitely use it. I would not be hesitant towards it. And the fact that the shimmers are just insane, I think it's a yes from me. But I would definitely buy it more for the shimmers rather than the mattes. So yeah, it's a bit like eh, but I think if you're into cool tones and you love like crazy shimmer, I swear I've never seen, I personally did not encounter so far this amazing formulation when it comes to shimmer. It's just pretty much insane. Without further ado, I will, finish this video here, and I hope by any means this video was useful to you and relevant, and made you think whether to buy this palette or not, whether it's worth your coin. I will see you hopefully into the next video. If you want to see a full-on tutorial about my base from today's look and also close-ups of the look, maybe check out my Instagram, follow, and peel your eyes after the close-ups because they are coming for sure. But yeah, I'll hopefully see you subscribe and checking the next video. Bye bye.